just a matter of time. Masochists I tend to pretend to befriend you when no one else is watching. If only you could see through these mirrors that surround you. My fertile garden of lies, growing to placate you, sprouting through the cracked earth. You might realize, I know that you'll forgive me for this hell I put you through. And I have another waiting just for you. I know that you'll forgive me for this hell I put you through. Fearful that you're caught on, have to turn the charm on, get you back on my good side. Slither like a serpent, bow my head to repent. You fall for it every time. This has become my favorite game. Controlling the pieces that keep you sane. I know that you'll forgive me for this hell I put you through. And I have another lined up just for you. I know that you'll forgive me for this hell I put you through.
Hello everybody, I'm Hoardergamer, and this is Hoarder's Comic Flex. Thank you very much for joining me live or whenever you decide to watch this. Hopefully you watch this. We got a comic book review, actually two of them today. We're also going to talk about games and the future of comics. Maybe toy around a bit. We might do that as well. So, we're going to start immediately with Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants, #1. This is part of the Sins of Sinister. I guess you'd say miniseries or crossover. As crossover goes, though, it's only like 3 books a month for like 3 months, so it's really not that intensive. Some crossovers can be 8 or 9 books for 3 or 4 months, so not as demanding as those. Anyway, basically it's 10 years later, and the seeds that Mr. Sinister has, planted have sprouted, and, well, the easiest way I can explain is like just a paragraph here in where they actually give you the lowdown. This covers also the first issue, which was Sins of Sinister #1, I believe. Real quick. Much time has passed since the founding of the mutant nation of Krakoa. The great promise that the nation represented has been corrupted by the snake they allowed into their garden, Mr. Sinister. has used his position of power to secretly clone Moira McTaggart to exploit her mutant gift of resetting reality to give himself save points in his grand machinations. Through trial and error, Sinister successfully managed to implant his own DNA into the resurrection process, bringing a majority of the Quiet Council under his control. So basically imagine a ton of Mr. Sinisters, except, they look like Professor Xavier. They look like all the other members of the Quiet Council. And it's basically this insane war, and Sinister finds a way to blame it on other enemies, so they don't know it's actually him. Skrulls, actually. And it's pretty insane. This is really good. It's L. Ewing, one of my favorite writers, but I have to be completely honest, everybody. It is confusing because there's a double cross and then a triple cross. And I'm not going to say who does that. I don't want to ruin the book for you. But it did make it a bit confusing. And at one point, Aurora says something to a character, and you're like, I'm sorry, what just happened? So... And I find L. Ewing to be complex, but usually easier to understand what he's writing. So I'm not exactly sure. Like this, I missed a step basically in reading this book. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, and Mystique is in this book. Destiny is in this book. It's really hard to explain if you haven't been reading the Krakoa series, but it's good. It's good. And L. Ewing is, to me, one of the best comic book writers going today. So I definitely recommend this. I will probably actually have to watch, and I usually don't do... Well, I don't do this before I review it, for sure. But I'll have to probably check out Comicstorian, because I don't know exactly what happened at this one point. It's kind of rare for me, but it was good. It was good. And it's always kind of crazy because it's like 10 years in the future, how have things changed? I know he reads you his comics. Let's make this clear though. You just watch his videos. He doesn't personally come over to your house. You don't make him a lobster dinner or something, and then he doesn't read you the books privately. Let's just, watch. You're watching YouTube videos. We don't want anyone to think that you're paying for this absurd service to have the Comicstorian. It's Comicstorian, right? Not Comic Historian. Come over and read your books privately. It's good to see you, Mike. But yeah, it's good. I definitely recommend it. It's L. Ewing, and then the artwork's by Medina, who's always great on X books. If you win the lotto, he will. That'd be amazing. So you make it a weekly thing. You fly him in. That'd be interesting. Him and Rob from Comics Explained. Okay. They'll team up. They'll team up to do this amazing comic event for you every week. Well, let's be realistic, every 2 weeks. Expecting to fly them in back and forth and everything for one issue of a comic book is a big ask, to say the least. Okay, everybody. Now we're going to talk about video games. Okay. Nintendo Direct today. And they were very forthcoming. They were very direct. There was a new Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom trailer, and it looks amazing. And it seems there are multiple vehicles, including this insane-looking car that kind of resembles something a bit out of Mad Max. It looks some sort of weird hot air balloon. Ganon. who we believe is Ganon talking. Some people think it's Matt Mercer doing the voice. And then we also hear the voice of Princess Zelda, worried that Link may not be able to defeat Ganon. It is a very good trailer. The game comes out May 12th. The pre-orders are now finally live, including a collector's edition. Or a deluxe edition. I was a little disappointed because two things happened. Switch games can now be $70. Now, this will not affect that game in the least. There are people that would trade in 2 or 3 games, limbs, loved ones, whatever it took to play the new Legend of Zelda. Okay? That's not going to be an issue for them selling the game at 70. But not only is the game $70, the deluxe edition is crazily expensive, and it's $130. $130 for some pins, a small hardcover book, and a steelbook. Almost twice as much. And I was like, I had the ability to get it. Wario64 mentioned on Twitter. I went to the link, saw the price. I was like, no, thank you. Hero, good to see you. Excellent that you are here. Switch games are now $90 in Canada. Well, I don't think that's going to be every game. I think it's just going to be the heavy hitters, right? Like, I guess it could be Pikmin 4. I guess that's possible. I don't know if a pre-order price came out for that yet. They said summer that game's coming out, so I'm not sure. Obviously, Metroid Prime 4, when that comes out, yeah, that's totally going to be 70. There's no way that's going to be 60. But yeah, it's going to be certain games probably. Probably won't be everything. So see, you can breathe easy now, Hero. And you could breathe even easier if you pick up Diablo 2 Resurrected on the PlayStation Network for $13. When you decided to watch tonight, I bet you were worried I would bring that up. I bet you were like, he's going to bring that up, isn't he? He's totally going to bring that up. I totally did. I totally did, Hero. The new season actually starts next week. I think it's the 16th of February the new season starts. Oh, and we're not done with game information. No, we are not. Because, hold on here. I made a list of the game info, and I wasn't expecting to call out Hero Mentor like that, so let's see. Here we go. As I mentioned, Metroid Prime Digital, currently available for download. Surprise drop! Stealth drop. And some people that have played it, I follow on Twitter, have said that the devs did a good job. That they really did a good job with the remaster, that it seems solid, and it looks very cool. I've seen a number of pictures of it. Of course, I saw the trailer for it. Physical version, I believe, comes out February 22nd. So, and the physical version of pre-order is $39.99 in the US. So, for a good remaster of that game, I don't think that's bad. I don't know if the physical version is more expensive. I'm sorry. I don't know if the digital version is less expensive or the same price. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that yet. I have not been on the Nintendo, I believe it's eShop. I haven't been on there today yet. It's ridiculous to pay that much for a tiny cartridge. Yeah, Hero Mentor. Yeah, not cool. Hero, when does anything I do cool? I'm like the old Square of Twitch. The elderly Square of Twitch. But yeah, that to me, that was the big news. That was the big exciting news. Also, an Octopath Traveler 2 demo dropped, everybody. It's on PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. I think PC is tomorrow. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The first Octopath Traveler was great, and this new one looks like it's going to be even better. So very cool. Also, some hints from the devs of Diablo 4 that the beta early access will possibly be announced at an IGN event next week. The game will be one of the games at this event. I believe it's the 16th and 17th of February. And, yeah. So that's exciting. Now, I think back in October, it was rumored that the open beta / early access was going to be in February. So right now it seems like this could be late February, maybe early March, the actual, event when you can actually try out some Diablo 4. When you take your knife and your fork and you can just dig in and enjoy some Diablo 4, some delicious Diablo 4 with devil gravy. Let's see. Pretty much all the game news we got today. Everybody, I think it's time for us to toy around. And we're going to toy around a bit. We don't have just one toy to look at. We got a number of toys to look at. Okay, let's start with this one. Well, that's not a toy. Hoarder, what is that? Well, it just seems that Hasbro has a Pulse fan stream of G.I. Joe Classified, which is one of my absolute favorite toy lines. And, oh, look. They thought of me. It's a Valentine. It's a Valentine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Hasbro. But yes, February 14th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. 10 a.m. for the Central Cats. Both Cat and Central have CT in them, so I think that's what I'm going to use from now on when I say the time I'm doing something at. But anyway, there can be some really cool stuff. There usually is when they do a fan stream for G.I. Joe. But what this usually means is that these toys will not be available at normal locations. It might be just places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth and places like that. They call it the fan... They call it fan something. I don't know for certain it's fan stream, but it's basically a different way to ship and move the toys. And a way for you to procure them. So, okay. Let me remove this. Which isn't a toy. Wasn't even a toy. But we got toys coming. I wasn't lying to you. So, remember the awesome upcoming Dark Knight collection for McFarlane Toys? This is the BAF. The BBAF. The Bane Build a Figure. No uncanny was that he was put together piece by piece. I think it looks awesome. I'd like to see more detail and everything, but from this angle and the lighting, I think it looks really good for a Build-A-Figure. I wonder how tall he's going to be. Is he going to be larger than 7 inch? Is he going to be 7 inch like the other figures in the series? I think it looks really good. And to build him, you need to purchase Joker, Batman, Scarecrow, and Harvey Dent Two-Face. And then you'll be able to put together Bane! Okay. I'm going to put Bane away. Now, these next toys are all connected. They're all connected by a movie that's coming out. Who does not want Kang the Conqueror, giant disembodied head of Cassie Lang, and the helmet with a head inside of Cassie Lang? Who does not want this? You're crazy if you don't. But no, take a look at this awesome Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror with 2 extra hands. And then the Build-A-Figure for this series, as you may guess, is a giant Cassie Lang. I believe Catherine Newton. There's Catherine Newton's head right there. There's her head in a helmet. And the detail's crazy, because if you look carefully, you can actually look through the visors and see like the head, or the eyes at least, inside. They did a really good job with this for Marvel Legends. But there's Kang. And of course, you need to have the other main characters, right? Look at this sculpt. Look at this awesome Scott Lang sculpt. There's this helmet head. Again, you can see the eyes. And there's, you know, Scott Lang. And finally, Wasp. I think these all look really good. These are all available right now for pre-order, also including Ultron and Egghead. And future Ant-Man, which is a really cool design as well. But yeah, I definitely wanted to focus on the ones in the movie. And yeah, there's Cassie Lang's giant leg. Her giant disembodied leg. Okay, everybody, I believe we're done toying around for the day. So, let us now take a look into the future. All the way to... Well, I'm sorry. The future of comic books, that is. Not the future of dentistry. Or the future of accountancy. All the way to... 1 week from today. First up, we have Batman Beyond the White Knight, number 8, and I believe the final issue of the series. Now, this puts me in an interesting place, right? Because it's not so much me telling you when you missed all the 7 issues before, if you haven't been following it, to run out and buy all 8 when this one comes out. No, it's more the idea, wait maybe 2, 3, 4 months and get the trade. This has been a really good series and I've been following it. And it's this amazing take on Batman Beyond, as well as the whole White Knight series that started by Sean Murphy, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, which is a really interesting take on the Joker, let me tell you. And Azrael. Joker, Azrael, and Harley Quinn. But yeah, Batman Beyond the White Knight has been great, and I would highly recommend like getting the trade. I'm sure they'll do one. If I were to guess, probably August, October, something like that. Could be sooner. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, good series, and here's the final issue, and I am looking forward to it. Next up, we have... Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that. It's even better when I tell you the name of that character. Wagnerine. Part of the insane things Mr. Sinister did is create basically a nightmarish army of Nightcrawler clones that are basically a mix between Nightcrawler and other very popular X-Men. And that right there is Wagnerine. Yeah. I love that name. But yeah, this is all part of the Sins of Sinister, as was Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants, and Nightcrawler's #1. This is probably something I will be reviewing next week. Comes out, well, next week. And finally, this sounds like a lot of fun, everybody. The full title of this book is Chilling Adventures of, and then Betty, the Final Girl. So this is from Archie Comics, and this is supposedly in the same universe as Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and it's a horror anthology taking place with Betty Cooper in like a cabin in the woods type of concept. And I thought it sounded neat. So it's definitely something I wanted to bring up and be like, hey, because also too, I don't like to just cover things by, you know, the big massive comic book companies. This was actually in what's called like the comic book and graphic novel area of previews. This wasn't under the specific studio, Archie Horror or Archie Comics. But yeah, Betty the Final Girl looks pretty cool, and I'll be checking that out and see, you know, if that's quality next week. Let me remove that. Now, everybody, has everybody, oh my gosh, has everybody been watching The Last of Us? I think it's been excellent, and there hasn't been an episode I've disliked yet. I loved the 3rd episode. I thought they gave a lot of meaning and depth to the relationship between Bill and Frank. Nick Offerman, excellent actor, did a phenomenal job as Bill, and Murray Bartlett was great as Frank. A character we never really even met. All we know about Frank is that, you know, he's found, and there's a letter, but that's pretty much it in the game. But yeah, that was a great episode. And this one, which introduced a new character, Kathleen, played by Melanie Linsky, who's been having an excellent renaissance recently. She is phenomenal in Yellow Jackets, which is this insane take. It's basically Lost meets oh my gosh, I forget the name of it. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, it's a lot like Lost. It's insane, and there's a plane crash, and this team of teenage soccer players, they're basically marooned in this mysterious forest where crazy things are happening. Lord of the Flies, I apologize. I wasn't thinking of it. It's like Lost meets Lord of the Flies. So you have all this stuff in flashback that's happening after this crash, and now mysteriously, like 20 years later, all these women are adults and trying to live their lives when elements of what happened to them in that forest come back to them. It's really good. And the 2nd season of Yellow Jackets is in March. So, but yeah, Kathleen was great because there really was no strong presence as the leader of any kind of resistance. In the game, you have Fedra, you have Hunters, you have the Fireflies, but you didn't have an exact leader for like the paramilitary almost like group that was controlling things or holding things down or trying to. The group that went against Fedra. So Melanie did a great job. I'm pretty sure she's going to be in this week's next episode. And that also brought Henry and Sam into the picture in an interesting way. So that was great too. They also altered the way that the car crashes and the events that occur shortly thereafter between Joel and Ellie. But yeah, I thought it was really good. They had the magazine joke. They had the plot point where Ellie finds the joke book and is constantly telling jokes and puns. Yep, that's in the game. I was very impressed with this episode. I thought it was really good. Highly recommend it. Craig Mazin's phenomenal. If you haven't seen Chernobyl, while it's harrowing to watch it, it's one of the best things that has been on TV in years. So having Neil Druckmann work with Craig Mazin created something amazing. Okay. We are done talking about Last of Us. Right now is the time where I prime the pump. I'm not playing a ghost piano. I'm looking to see what toy lines you want me to talk about in the future. Or if this was in like London in future. Tell me about like toy lines you want me to look at, comic book series, things like that. Yeah, give me an idea, you know. Lay these ideas on me. And while you do that, we'll talk about our next book, which, so far, I have to be honest, I gotta say, my least favorite of the Lazarus Planet series. So, the whole battle between Batman, the Devil Nezza, and Damian Wayne, that led to an explosion of a volcano, a Lazarus volcano, that caused this like crazy material, this Lazarus resin, to go all over the planet and gave people powers, took people's powers, or altered their powers. All sorts of crazy stuff. And just about every week in the last month has been a Lazarus book. And this is Lazarus Planet Next Evolution #1. This is more of an anthology than the other ones were. The hot reason to have this book, though, is it's the premiere of a new superhero team. Ram V has created a new team called Vigil. And in here, we have a Red Hood actually looking into what's going on with a theft involving this resin that can give people powers or take them away, which is very dangerous. So he's trying to procure it. He's probably trying to get it back from the thieves, only to find a group of secretive superheroes that were trying to do the exact same thing. And we don't know anything about their names. We just know that they are the Vigil. And there's 3 members so far. There's an acrobatic young woman. There's somebody who looks, basically it's a black suit with like these crazy green neon lines and circles around it. We don't know who that is. And then a gentleman with like this theatrical looking mask and super long hair. It's all very much a mystery, but it's exciting because it is Ram V who's writing it. Ram V has done an amazing job recently with a number of books, including Venom and Batman Detective Comics and Swamp Thing. He's one of the best writers going right now. He's really good. So the main reason to get this is the... Let's see here, 1 second. The roughly 12-page story that introduces the Vigil. Okay, so beyond that, then, you have a story with Red Canary. You have an interesting... Okay, I take that back. There's 2 really interesting stories. You have Flatline, who is a newer character that can actually see and speak to the dead. And you have her going to the home of Talia al Ghul, or the former home of Talia al Ghul. And I don't want to ruin that for anybody, because even though this is an anthology type thing, I see this as being very important as to what happens in that story. So, the Hasbro Selfie series. What about the Hasbro Selfie series? Trying to see what would be like the third best story here. Oh, Amanda Waller and her nephew, also known as Deadeye. And that's really screwed up. I need to do some research on Deadeye, because, wow, it sounds like he was some sort of insane experiment that she's behind. They're talking, though, in the astral plane. So it's a little confusing, but it's cool. So, you know what? I'd say there's 2 great stories and 1 okay one, and then 1 that was really disappointing. So it's not bad. I would definitely say it was worth the cost, $4.99. I would say it's worth the cost. Especially to have the first appearance of a new DC superhero team, The Vigil. And it says later this year we'll know more about them. So I fully expect either a miniseries or an ongoing The Vigil series from Ram V. So, I primed the pump. Do we have anything else people want me to talk about? Well, the Hasbro Selfie series would be difficult unless I actually ordered one and then waited, I'm guessing, weeks to months to get it. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I don't have any myself. Part of me kind of wants to wait until the printers get even better or the materials get better, because there's this odd almost... This is going to be hard to explain. Almost a sandstone look to all the toys I've been seeing. Like, faces don't look quite right. It's hard to explain. And it might be the material. I don't know if it's the printer or it's the material that the printer uses. I feel like the technology is super cool. I feel like it's still a little bit early to be doing what it's doing. You totally disagree with me? But I think that there's going to be like another phase of this type of thing, and it's going to look even better then. Yeah, next week I'll definitely review Nightcrawler's 1, though. Oh, by the way, as my friend Michael Ortega here, and a friend in real life, found out, there might be short supply on some of this Sins of Sinister books. The shop we go to, which is usually incredibly well supplied, ran out of Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants. So just so everybody knows, if you're looking to get these books, talk to your local comic shop or get there early on the day the books come out. Most shops now, ever since COVID, they usually are opening like at 11 or noon. I almost said 11 or midnight. 11 or noon on comic book day, which is usually Wednesdays. Some stores I think will do Tuesdays as well for the DC stuff, but like Marvel is always Wednesday. So just to keep an eye out so you don't have to go to other shops or like get it secondhand or something like that. Let's see, other little comic book information. If you missed Nemesis Reloaded, the reprint of issue 1 comes out next week along with issue 2. So there's something I thought was kind of interesting. I definitely wanted to mention that quick. I missed out. I did not even realize it came out. Went the week after, gone. That's understandable, though, because they're not going to order as many of that as they are a DC or Marvel book. You know, I understand that. But, like, yeah, I was like, oh, man, of all the books for them to sell out. Yeah, if you don't know what Nemesis is, it's basically like a super evil and monstrous Bruce Wayne. And I believe this is the second series. I believe there's one before. I know that for sure. I don't think this is a third. I think this is the second. But yeah, Hasbro Selfie series. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I'm really excited, though, about those Ant-Man figures, especially the build of Cassie Lang. It looks really nice. Excellent sculpts. You can actually pre-order those now, everybody. If you go to Entertainment Earth and use code Hoarder, it actually supports me. I appreciate it. Thank you. But hell, you can go to Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store. They're available for pre-order. I all see the same price everywhere, $24.99 a piece. I am definitely going to get Kang the Conqueror because it's one of the best Kang figures I've ever seen. I got He Who Remains like back in December because Jonathan Majors is awesome, and I needed to have him with an apple. What accessory does this toy come with? An apple. Take my money. Okay, everybody, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I want to thank Doom Squad Gaming for letting me borrow their YouTube channel and Doomkiller HD. Thank you. I am a member of Doom Squad Gaming, and let's see, what kind of things can I say? Give me 1 second, everybody. I think I have some information about who's doing the block party. In fact, I might have actually I posted it. 1 second. I think I did. I think it was yesterday. One moment, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Let's see. There shouldn't be that much information here. Oh, I'm almost there. There we go. There we go. I Sing I Game, also known as Cam Sinclair, is going to be doing the block party on Friday night. And the time of that is going to be 8 p.m. Central Time for all you Central Cats. That's right. It's the second time I've tried using that Central Cats thing. I'm going to try to make it catch on. It probably won't, but I'm going to try. So definitely check out Cam on Friday. And I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe the weekly wrap-up will be on Saturday night. I don't think it's going to be Sunday again. I'm not sure. But if I'm wrong, I apologize. But everybody, thank you very much for watching. And you can catch me at twitch.tv/Hoardergamer. Let's see. I'm currently playing Forspoken, another game. Let's see. Octopath Traveler 2. I'll be doing that demo. I'll be streaming that. I'm looking forward to that too. I'm looking forward to the game more than the demo, but you know. Yeah, I'm also incredibly looking forward to Diablo 4, and I play that. So I'm on PlayStation. If you play Diablo 3 or 2, feel free to send me a friend request. We'll get our Diablo on. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye. See you next week.